Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. So I bought myself one of these things you can see on the right hand side of the screen. I can't pronounce that. What's that? KKCOBVR A2 link cable adapter. Now I picked up a new VR headset recently, and it was the Quest 2, and it's fantastic. I don't know why people don't rave it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I'm using it for PCVR only, although I've tried it in standalone games and it works absolutely great, so I have no issues with it. But playing flight sims, DCS and others, Microsoft Flight Sim, mainly DCS, the battery's not the best. So what I was getting is about an hour and a half, because obviously it's using a lot more power to play flight sims. I assume I've got no way to record it, although I did try to record the amps, how much it was using in watts. So what I've done is I thought, I need a better cable, so I just had a normal link cable. So I bought actually give me a second, stretch over to get this cable. That's the cable I bought. I know it's seen through there for some reason, but that's the cable I bought. Don't know why it's seen through there, but it's like a green screen effect. So that's the one I bought, which is this white cable here, which runs over the top to the computer, and it's supposed to give, I mean, it's what it says here. It's USB 3.2 Gen 1 cable, which is does, and it says it's got two charging modes, self-charging while you're just not using it, about 3%, and then if you're using it, what it does is it drops us down to about 80%, and then it keeps it around about 80% because there's a smart chip inside. Obviously you've got to get a wall adapter, USB wall adapter with as high as rate as you can. I've just put a 2 amp one in, and it did work, but just not enough. It's probably only giving us about 1 amp, and you've got to switch it on first before you put the PC on, and then it looks at sort of what voltages are coming from your headset and things. It's a little bit hit and miss, and it works, but just not enough. So I was getting probably 2 hours out of a game, but which is just not enough. I need a lot more, because most missions, or some missions, can be for 4 hours, 5 hours, and the last thing you want, in fact the last mission I had, I was just about to get to where I was going. It was a SAM site. I was just about to get there. It was night time, and then the headset battery percentage come up, and I was like, oh my god. So I didn't even get a chance to start the mission. That was 2 hours in, so that was no good. So I found this the other day, about 2 days ago. There's a box, yeah, KKCOBVR, whatever that means. Little tiny box, comes with the cable, Velcro strap. That's about it. Instructions, that's it. As you can see, this is what it looks like. So at the top you've got a power cable, and at the bottom you've got your link cable and PC, so you're getting like maybe an amp from the link cable, maybe an amp and a bit more, so in total anywhere around about 2 amps. Now what I've done, I'll leave a link, so I've done another video of this. I've got some of these batteries, which these ones are BOVR. They just drop on the back. I'll show you that in a second. I've got like a few of them, but you could get a battery bank or plug another cable in, but I just decided to have a battery. It goes on the back. There's loads of ways you can attach to this part, yeah, this part here, but that's the way I've done it. I'll show you in a minute. Now what it's done is it's allowed me to have 80% all the time. It drops the sensor in the link cable. I'm not sure where this has got one in. I don't think it does, but this has a chip built in further down near the PC end, and it regulates power and it gives it what it needs. It gets around about 80% and it tries to maintain that 80% by giving it, so you don't overheat the cable. That's what it does. Now I had a game last night and the night before, and it was 100% when I turned it on. I put my stopwatch on, started the game. About an hour later, I thought felt about an hour, so I checked my watch and it was about an hour and 15 minutes, and it gone down to 80% in about an hour. And I was like, oh, because I thought I was going to stay up at 100%. Anyway, I kept playing. An hour later, 80%. So I was like, oh, that's it, it's fixed. It's maintaining what it said it's supposed to somehow. I don't know what trigger it's using to do that. And then again, it was about another 45 to 50 minutes in there, so a good total of about 3.5 hours. And it was at 79%. I think it fluctuates in like a bracketed area, so it's giving it power and then drops down again. So it's keeping it around about that 80%, which has fixed the problem I have. Little tiny thing, and I was a bit skeptical when I first plugged it in. It didn't work. It didn't recognize the Quest at all. So I just disconnected the I think I disconnected the power. Anyway, one of them I disconnected one, and then it recognized it and plugged it back in. It's been alright since. So if that doesn't work, disconnect one or the other and try it, and it picks it up. And then I did a cable test, and it was 2 point. Anyway, it was the highest rating. What the software? If I'll open it now, if I can find the software for you. Let's bring it across so you can see. Give me a second. So when you go into devices, there. Don't worry about this. This is saying I haven't got the specs. It's just an error. It doesn't mean you've got that. That's not right. It's a Quest software issue, not the hardware. So yeah, when you go into here, it shows you battery levels when you switch it on, and I can actually see out the corner of my eye and my percentages, my battery levels. I can just have a little glance and say on the next screen to my side. But yeah, when you go in to do your checks and you test the USB, it came out the maximum bandwidth. I think it was, I don't know, it's 3.5 gigabits a second or 2.5. It's a high one anyway, which is fine. So that's that. That works great. I'll show you this headset now. I've done a few little things to it since then. Now you can see there it is on the side. So the cable runs up the back, which is out the road, and I've got Velcro straps keeping the two ends pushed together so they're not going to tilt. So there's a Velcro strap around there, and then there's another Velcro strap here that goes to the front. That's never comes out now. And then around the back, how you can see, it's hard to see on camera, but around here I've just printed out a couple of clips. I'll probably change this again because I don't think it's quite right, but a Velcro strap running around to keep this from affecting them delicate type C's. I'll just bring it a bit closer so you can see. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot. See, the lights are blue and orange. Orange means that we're charging up off the battery and the cable, and the blue is the link cable, saying that you've got the link cable power, so you're good to go. And on the back you've got the battery, which is just sat there because it's fully charged. It's not going to go any lower. And then just plonks on like that. And I have 3 of these batteries. Each battery gives me another hour. So if it was at 100% and I put it on, it would give me 1 hour longer before it started to drain this. I'm not sure whether it drains this faster. I think it drains the main battery to about 80%, and then this starts to charge up constantly in the background. It's just like having more power. So you've got the power from this and the power from the cable. Let's just say it's 1 amp, and this is 1 amp. That's enough to keep it constantly charged. And also the weight. Let me just put me. It's actually giving me a better balance, which is always good. This head strap is just what I've made up, so it's just I just rigged it up off a strap, but that's what it looks like. A bit dazzly off the light. Yeah. So I'll just pop that down a second. I have my charging port just at the side. So the only other things is these, which you get good mileage out of them anyway. We're getting like, I think every 2 or 3 days I'll charge them up. So they're not really an issue. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you that, guys. They just come with an instruction manual, a little plastic thing, dead straightforward. All the things they sell. It's a bit pricey, but as long as it works. And I think I got £7 off. So it doesn't feel like quality. It feels like cheap. It feels like there's nothing inside. There's probably a little chip to direct power from wherever. There's the specs. Now I can't test whether I'm getting 2.6. I'm not bothered as long as it's keeping. There you go. So the bandwidth, you see at the bottom here, 2.4 gigabits. That's what I was getting. So I was getting the maximum of that, and that's what I can't get any more anywhere. It says stable transfer 5 gigabits, but that's what that cable is giving me through the software. So what I did try to do is I tried to monitor the wattage in amps, I can say that, with one of these. You plug your cables in either way, while saying them, and then you can get an idea from the PC end. You could try from both ends, but it was like hit and miss. I tried different adapters. So what I did in the end is I just put a timer on, and I timed it for like 2 hours, and then now it's staying at 80%, so it doesn't really matter. But I couldn't tell you what is it given 1.6 amp, is it given 2 amps, I don't know. So maybe someone can check that out. I might buy something that I can plug on the other end of the adapter and see what I get out. I have a 2 amp adapter which is feeding this, so technically I only get 2 amps from this cable because I've only got a 2 amp adapter, USB. It has to be USB to USB in the mains type of thing. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's what tell me what it actually fits. Quest 3 is not out yet. One negative back to that. I thought you'd have got this cable, but you don't get that. I could print one out, but you don't get one out. This is too long for my liking. Now it might be because it's for different, like the Quest where I have the Pro, I have the Pico, which I'm not going to use it on, but maybe that's why they've done it for that. But what I find is at the back of the Quest, if you notice, it's coming back like that. If this box would be better up about here, so this cable would be best shorter for me, but maybe for the Quest 3 or the Quest 2 it might be different. So that's why they've done that. But there should be different options out there, like just a bit shorter, like an inch shorter would have been far better, because I'm right at the end of my adjustment for the head strap. So if I wind that in, I mean, luckily that's wound right in now. Can't see. Oh yeah, it's alright, but the way you can see where my finger is, it's hard to see on camera, but it's actually the battery Can't see. It's really awkward to see. Can you see the battery touching just there where my finger is? Just there where my nail is. So I can't actually go in any closer. I'd have to move this further back. That's the only negative. I mean, there's a little bit of space there. Maybe another, I don't know, it might go in a bit more. Oh yeah. How's that going out? I just wind it in a bit. I mean, that is a small kid's head, but it's actually touching now. Can you see? It's really awkward. There, just to see where it's just touching there. Somewhere there. I can't get my finger right. It's just touching just the battery and the strap. Yeah, it's really awkward to get that. Anyway, it's too small of a head for me, so I have to wind that out anyway, so I'm not really bothered. It's not as if this is going to get used for anybody else, it's just me. You can also move the front and back end, so I don't have an issue with that. But it would be nice if they made another version a bit shorter, maybe half the length of that cable. Yeah, so yeah, just a bit shorter, about there. And you can see how it goes on different ones. They'll probably bend the cable a bit, which I don't like doing that, but that's what it looks like on the Quest 2. Again, in the Quest 2, why not have it going further forward? It's like this box should be about here, because I know it steps down a bit from about here, but that's probably the reason why they've left it long, so you just bend this. But anyhow, it works. A little video there to show you. That PCVR cable will break. You've got to get that secured. Also, it sticks out a little bit too much, the Type C, so it's like really fragile. I can imagine loads of people send them back where he plugs it in there. This part would break. Let's see what if he does the Quest Pro. Yeah, he's leaving it stuck out like that, which is like not great. But this is the first product I've seen like this, so yeah guys, I just thought I'd do a quick video of that. It's working absolutely brilliant. It's not affecting the bandwidth or anything. It's super convenient. Might look a little bit weird, I don't care, but it means I can use these batteries. Without this, you could, like that other guy on the video, he's got the one bought this part for the Quest 2 with the battery in it, but so now you've got a battery and the cable to keep this thing, 'cause this is a monster, it uses a lot of power, but you've got to keep this secure, keep that like nipped in, and as long as you don't move them cables, I can move this all day long. It's nice and secure with that clip. I'd much rather replace this cable than replace the USBs on the end of the thing, and this never comes out, which is good. Yeah, so really pleased with that. That's £30 well spent, guys. So if you're in doubt, try it. Just make sure you don't have it loose, like leave the cable coming out of here just on its own, just loose, because it'll just snap. In fact, this little gap here, there's two little gaps either side. I might put two little O-rings just in there to stop it from pivoting. Anyhow, enough talking. Right guys, if you like this video, any comments, drop us below, and I'll try to answer any questions I can. Leave us a like, leave us a sub, try to build the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Cheers.